Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Virtua Talks Metaverse. And this week we've got Josh Miller from IOHK / Cardano, who's going to join us, and we're going to talk NFTs. So, welcome, Josh.
Hey, thanks. Glad to be here.
Excellent. And so let's just kick off. And firstly, can you give us a bit of your background, where you're from, and how you got into the NFT / blockchain space?
Oh, sure. Well, I'm Josh Miller. I'm the commercial NFT business lead for IOHK. I've been with that company for about 4.5 years, and we specialize in building Cardano specifically. I really took an interest in NFTs about 2 years ago. I went talking to Charles, because I used to be his assistant, Charles Hoskinson's assistant. And I said, hey, this NFT thing's about to hit, I'm telling you. And he's like, go look into it. Go see what it is, what's it about. So I went, and I loved what I was seeing and what you can do with it, because it really reminded me of a direction that products can move, or ways to carry things over that we hadn't seen before. With like eventually the Halo 3 server shutting down, or, for instance, once you use a coupon, it's gone. Just all these different use cases and variables that can be used with it, and how it can be integrated into our everyday lives. So I just loved it and ran with it, and just started doing outbound things. We were so focused on just Cardano and building Cardano that we wanted to look into something we could get into, via commercial strategy, commercial partnerships, and things like that. So I just started branching out and looking for them, and I found Terra Virtua.
What you mentioned, obviously, your title, but what's your kind of current role? What does your day-to-day look like at IOHK?
Oh, sure. Internally at IO, if anybody mentions NFT, it's go get Josh. I lead all things on the development and business end, where I put together commercial deals. I help to work with companies to figure out what they want to do, because a lot of times companies that want to get into Web3 or NFTs are like, we want to do this, but we don't know how it works or what would make sense. So I sit with them and break it down with them. What would make the most sense? What has the most utility? What's something easier than just a picture and a cash grab? And how does it fit their core values and things like that? And then internally, I look at application-wise, what I can do to help the product department, what I can do to help the professional services group in implementing NFT solutions within their already standing products, like Atala Prism, Atala Scan.
Awesome. So you must be very busy there.
Extremely.
And you mentioned, obviously, I've wanted to ask you about this for some time, working closely with Charles. So you must have had some great experiences, was the role personal assistant? And can you tell us a little bit about some of those experiences? Any cool anecdotes, from some of the things that you guys have done together?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we've done a lot together. I traveled with him around the world as his assistant for about 2 years, just right up until the pandemic hit. And it was a blast. I was baptized by fire, pretty much. When I first started, he was like, we need to go on an 11-country, 13-city trip and over 7 weeks. I'm like, okay. Because IOHK is also a decentralized company, so we had people in 16 countries. So I had to plan the trip, plan the conferences, plan the meetings, everything on the ground, but then also keep his schedule, open enough to be able to talk to everybody around the world in the different departments, as we were trying to get, Shelley and smart contracts going, Gogan and native assets, which led to NFTs. All that was in flight back then, so it was crazy and chaotic. And we went all over the world. In the end, I ended up going to 32 different countries with them. Okay, we went to Japan, Korea, all over, even down to South Africa. It was really my introduction to blockchain was really baptized by fire, because I had to learn quickly. I had to be on the edge. I'd have to be there and be like, so what would you like with your blockchain? While I'm talking to people, because he would just hand me business cards or pass people. He'd be like, have you met my assistant? So, I'd have to really stand as a gatekeeper for Charles. That's what an EA does, and filter through what makes sense, what's worth time, where can things go, and take that off his plate. And it was just a wild experience with him doing that. And I guess the biggest anecdote of what we did together was we were in South Korea, and we had about a week until we had to be in Japan for a conference. And my wife, she's Mongolian, and she was in Mongolia visiting her family at the time. So since we were in South Korea, I told Charles, I'm like, do you want to go ride camels or something, kill some time? I want to go see my wife, but I knew, maybe I can get him to go there with, some camels. So he's like, yeah, but, try to make it like, try to put together a meetup or something so we can make this official. So I call my wife and I tell her, we're coming. Can you get me in touch with anybody in the crypto community in Mongolia? So she found this local crypto group And she went to their house. She found the leader and knocked on their door and told them, hey, my husband works for Charles Hoskinson with Cardano, and, they're coming to Mongolia. And they didn't believe her. They're like, no, you're lying. You've got some sort of scam going or something, right? So like 2 days later, she calls me. She's like, you have to get on the Zoom call with this guy because nobody believes me. I'm like, what? Okay, so I get on a Zoom call and Charles is standing right behind me, and we're like, hi, yes, we're coming. And they just lit up. They're like, oh my God. So they rolled out the red carpet for us. And, the next thing I knew, we were meeting with all the different ministers and parliaments when we got up there. A lot of business connections, meeting with cellular, IoT companies, brilliant people out there. And then actually put together the first Cardano meetup out there. And it was just amazing. Of course, we got to ride camels, and we got to, hold falcons. And then my father-in-law got us the traditional Dell dresses, which Charles ended up wearing to go meet the president the next time we came. So, that's something cool that sticks out, and it's always been with me that, we did that together, but it was like a work and family kind of thing. Because it was also my first time meeting my father-in-law and mother-in-law and meeting her family.
Wow.
So it's a real special occasion. It was just mind-blowing, and we talk about it all the time still, and we're hoping to go back soon. But that's just one of like a million crazy stories. Hong Kong, I got chased by monkeys, and he laughed at me the whole time. Or even now, not being his assistant, he'll shoot me messages and kind of poke fun at me because all the times you fly commercially, you end up with a crying baby or something. So, it's things that we still reminisce and joke about all the time. It's really nice to have that connection.
That is incredible. And, it's kind of like a decentralized way of working, as you said. So is this business, is this travel, was it just a combination of the two?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely a combination of the two, because everything that we did always impacted everything. We were out there going to crypto conferences and having business meetings, getting, IO and Cardano, the branding known, getting it off the ground, getting it listed, all these different things going on back then. So it was nice to take a break and have a way, that was kind of a personal, to where we were working, but we were relaxing. And he gave me a lot of crap because I was meeting my family, and they drink out there hardcore. So, I'd go with him to meetings the next day because he was staying at the hotel and I was staying with the family. We'd go to meetings the next day and I would just be torn up. I was probably still drunk. And he's like, are you okay? So, that was the cool part. And that's the greatest part of working with him is it's not all business. It's very nice and mixed. You can joke around with a CEO like that or, poke fun at each other or reminisce on things like that. It's a great connection to have. And it's a great way to operate in business, too, because there's a lot of trust there and there's a lot of what we did together as EA and, a CEO has gone over to, him trusting me to go look at all these NFT things and bring these connections and trusting me to work with like partners like Terra Virtua when it came to Cardano Summit and the NFTs that we did for that and putting the faith in me that, we deliver, we get it done. And, it's really great to have that in the company.
Yeah, definitely. I think, just seeing some of the chat on, social platforms around Cardano and ADA and like the way that you guys handle things, is very honest and there's a lot of trust that goes into the team from Charles and amongst you guys. So it's really, really great to see. And obviously it's a recipe for success.
Yeah, sure is.
And now your role is pretty much specifically NFTs at IOHK. Can you tell us about any of the other projects you're working on? I know that you obviously working with Terra Virtua, but anybody else similar in the space that you're excited to be working with at the moment?
Yeah, right now I'm at that funny time where some projects are winding down and getting done and some other ones are winding up. So I can't really talk too much about the ones that are winding up because we're still in exploration phase. But the ones winding down, one of the fascinating ones that I just did was integrating NFTs on Cardano into a Dish Network, the Fortune 250 company stationed out here in Colorado. They work in telecom, Dish television services. They own the IP to Blockbuster. I recently worked with them on their legacy rewards and loyalty app that they're rolling out with their new 5G service here, and we integrated NFTs into it, and that was really exciting because you haven't seen a lot of that yet, where they actually have an app where it says, text this person, get 10 points, have this conversation, get 5 points, that kind of app, and then getting to that certain influencer level, pro level, etc., and being rewarded in NFT. So we're onboarding people from the telecom industry as common as you and me with our phones. Everybody's married to them, but now we're mass introducing people to NFTs, to wallets, to crypto, and all that. And it's a very bridged success here because we're talking about 5G. So 5G is coming out more. It's getting faster. It's being put into more hands. More service providers are coming out with it. But Dish is taking that service and really to see a telecom company really embracing NFTs, like, hey, can you help us do this? We want to do something cool with it. That's something I'm really excited about because it's showing mainstream or out of industry interest, in NFTs, in crypto and blockchain and all that. And when them wanting to get involved and be leaders, not only in their industry, but tech wide. So that's a really fun one for me. Another one that I'm coming off to is I help projects in the Cardano community all the time, especially with their launching because they have a limited voice and IO's been around and Charles Hoskinson and all that. So I helped Clay Nation recently on board and announced that they were doing a cooperation and collaboration with Snoop Dogg and his son Champ. I played my part there. They did the NFT rollout and everything, but I got them on a Twitter space with Charles himself. And, we ended up having Busta Rhymes on there. Warren G was like, what? This is amazing. So I'm looking at curating experience like that too for other projects or people that I'm working with so that when they have somebody like that, we can get them onto a higher platform and get them more heard and help to make them successful, not just on the celebrity end, but also within the community itself to help raise that because these are the people that are going to be teaching the people that are just coming in, what's a floor value, what's a utility to look for, all these people that are diving down the rabbit hole. So that's a fun one to be coming off as well.
Yeah. I tuned into the Twitter space for that talk. And, it was like Warren G is requested to join the conversation. It was just amazing, having all these brilliant people.
Yeah.
And, you guys did so well in creating a platform for, Clay Nation are doing an incredible job in their own right. But it's just great when you get someone like Snoop Dogg and Charles together on the same phone call and push some of these projects even further into people's consciousness. So yeah, very exciting. I know that you're planning to head to Consensus this year. What are your plans there?
I'm going for Decentral in Austin, Texas, and I'm going to Consensus. But we're also putting on a Cardano community event, a big one that Terra Virtual will be at as well. And the whole point there is to let people know that Cardano is open for business, to introduce our partners, people that we've been working with, and really have that louder outside voice where, everything that we announce seems to be, a very internal thing. I like to say it's the pastor standing at the altar inside a church and the doors are closed. Events like Decentral and Consensus are the chance for us to go and be loud. At Consensus, we've got a huge 20 by 10 booth that we're going all out for. And we're very excited about that. We're going to have partners stop by like Terra Virtua and do interviews with them, show what we've worked on in the past with them, really showcase Cardano as a whole, IOHK as a whole, and what we do, and our partners that are operating and working on Cardano as well, to really stand out and let the world know Cardano's here. We have smart contracts. We have NFTs. We're ready to go. Let's work.
Awesome. Yeah, it should get quite a bit of footfall, I imagine, from the community to join you there. As you say, it's great to kind of touch base with people in person and bring these partners, community together.
Yeah, it sure is. After the pandemic, we haven't really had a chance to get everybody together or really do community events, especially since we did the Cardano Summit back in September. So it's about time that, we try to tap as many people as we can and be out there and be transparent and be upfront to say hello. And, this is what we've been working on. This is the deals that we've, been working on and things like that. So it's great to get out there more often. We're really starting to pick up the pace on that, getting out there in the world instead of just attending conferences, actually having a presence there.
Yeah, that's great. Looking forward to it. And next on the list is probably NFT NYC. You're heading there as well, right?
Yes, I'm speaking there on a panel. I haven't gotten the information on exactly what it is yet, but any panel is fine. NFT NYC is a great opportunity to really collaborate with the people and the people in the industry that work on the same things that I do, and really have a chance to have conversations to look for collaborations, especially as we look at, marketplaces or launch pads going multi-chain. It's a real chance for us all to collaborate and talk about how can ETH work with Cardano, Polygon, Solana, Tezos, and really come together together, and it's an awesome event out there also to go and learn, because you have all these thought leaders out there that you can go and listen to and meet with, and really dive into conversations, and also get a real State of the Union address. What are people looking at? What are people thinking? What problems are being tackled? What are we thinking standards wise? What are we thinking wallet wise? Where do we see NFTs going? That's what NFT NYC is at its core, and it's a fantastic opportunity to go. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Next up, obviously, Terra Virtua has collaborated with Cardano at the summit last year, and I know that it was a big success. And can you tell us a little bit about that collaboration?
Sure. Jawad's got to think I'm a thorn in his side by now, because I always come in with these last minute, asks and ideas. But we had the idea of, when we do this summit in Wyoming, okay, it was a 2-day summit, and we had speakers and presentations and all that. But we also wanted to put on a virtual environment for everybody that couldn't come. We have people and fans community all over the world that aren't necessarily going to want to make it or can afford to get to Wyoming. I mean, it was a 3-hour drive for me, and that took some willpower. So we put together this virtual environment, and we were thinking, how can we make it more engaging? And at that time, we had just gotten the MOU signed with Terra Virtua. We were starting to look at some things. And, I was brainstorming with Adam Bates, our chief marketing officer. He's like, why don't we do NFTs? Now, at the time, the virtual event in Bill was this big turtle, and had a bunch of different stages you could go to. But we were so late in the process that there was really no way we could have integrated NFTs properly into it to connect a wallet and be able to claim them. It just didn't make sense, and there wasn't enough time to do it properly. So we thought, why don't we capitalize on the partnership we have coming out with Terra Virtua, because this looks along the lines of what they do anyway. So I went and talked to Jawad, the CEO, and we brainstormed, and we were like, why don't we do a way for you to claim these things? So, you complete a challenge, because the challenge part is the easy part to put in, do A, B, and C, and you unlock this, and you unlock it. And at the end of the conference, you get sent a list of codes. On the back end, all the codes that have been collected or activated get sent to Terra Virtua. Then Terra Virtua could work in parallel to integrate Cardano, like what the original plan was, but also put together this cool multi-sig minting function to where you're going to be able to mint whatever you want. If you claimed all 7, you want to claim 1, 3, and 5, that's fine. If you want to claim all 7, that's great. So, we worked on that together, and we put out releases about it, and we tested it. And, it ended up being a huge and massive hit, because people were asking, when is this going to come out? There was still excitement about it. Nobody really knew a lot about it. And then when we dropped it, it was just a flurry. Okay. We're a month out. It's over 19,000 have been minted. Over 4,000 users have been going back and forth. There's a strong secondary floor price holding. I think it's around 14 or so. But how we put in the price for it and the cost was, the maximum it could cost was 7 ADA at the time to mint it. So the fact that this is holding for double what you put into it, if you even spent all 7 ADA, is amazing. Especially since this was meant to be a free collectible, something to hold on to. And we're also seeing that sales on the secondary side aren't that high. We're talking 19,000 NFTs and maybe 450 are on the secondary market. So we've really learned a lot there that releasing NFTs with events or special occasions, people are really viewing these as collectibles as much as you would as holding onto a concert ticket from a concert that meant something to you, as much as that foam finger from the baseball game. We know NFTs fit there. And just working with Terra Virtua on that really brought that out, because we were able to take the NFTs and take the collectibles, and they didn't just have to sit there while we got Cardano integrated. People could take them into the fan cave that Terra Virtua has and have it up on their wall and be able to interact with it. And people are still going back and doing that now with their NFTs. So we really we learned a lot, and we really did a lot of proof of concept behind NFTs, and especially in the collectible space of what they can do. And it's very exciting there, because we're looking at doing it in the future for all Cardano related events. We've talked to people. I use the example of what we did with the Cardano Summit with multiple potential opportunities that I talked to. It's a very solid business case, and we're going to see more and more of it, especially as people are ramping up out there. Like airlines are doing NFTs if you reach a certain business class, but there's more ways to do it. If you are selling tickets to a flight and all that, and they're going someplace romantic, or it's clearly a vacation, they're going Maldives or something, then an NFT collectible for that experience would be something they can tap into, and something that they can use to engage and attract customers. And now we have a business case that's like that.
Yeah, it's great, and it's kind of we've spoken about it before. It's sort of watch this space on kind of adding maybe more utility to those existing NFTs in the future. You know, that's something that we can explore now that they're out there in the world, and that self-minting process was really. For a project of this scale, it's something that the industry can really benefit from taking a look at.
Yeah, absolutely. The minting process itself, and the fact that we left the policy ID open, and what we can add in utility there, we can go back and do anything we want with those policy IDs, because that's how native assets on Cardano works. So they can be used in the future not only on the Terra Virtual platform, but anywhere looking to take advantage of it. It can be like, if you have policy ID XYZ in your wallet that you connect to our DApp, you get access to, or you get a chance to purchase to, or you get entered into. So it was really forward thinking between Terra Virtua and ourselves of, we're not done here. Where's this partnership going to go? And we're looking at it, long term down the road. That's how we want to work with partners like Terra Virtua, is not one and done's, but what we can take down in the future, and how we can increase business cases and things that come up, and how we can, anticipate and flow into them. And I think that's something that's really exciting about the blockchain space in general, is that nobody's looking for just what can we do right now. We're looking at what can we get to.
Awesome. I can't wait till the next summit, or, the next partnership. Next up, so obviously you've got the Cardano projects, but is there anything else in the NFT space that you've spotted recently and you've just thought, hey, that's really cool, I really like what they've done there? Is there any, sort of third party or even other Cardano partnerships where you've seen an NFT and thought, yeah, I like that?
Yeah, something I've looked at is tying NFTs to physical items. And we're starting to see those come up more and more, with NFC chips being, sewn into clothing, or, stitched into a hat, or, in the tail of a shoe down the manufacturing process. And it's interesting because right now it's more of a, buy this hoodie and get this NFT with it. But there's, talks, and there's people trying to work on how can we do it from a track and trace point of view, proving that, this cotton came from California, or this was manufactured, in the US, things like that, and plugging them into NFT. And then also you look at it from like a luxury brand perspective or something, where it's not just the item itself and holding an NFT that gives it value, but it's also who owned it in the past. So, the physical items and crossing the physical and digital bridge is something I'm keeping a very close eye on, because I think it's very interesting. And I myself am working on one as well. Every year, or every milestone that Cardano reaches, I come out with a commemorative coin. I've done one for Byron, Shelley. I just recently did Gauguin. And I actually found a source that can take these coins and insert an NFC chip into it, and then put a protector into it, and then cover it with a tamper-proof sticker, so that you can get this coin. It's a collectible coin, one that you can hold, and then you scan the coin with your phone, and it takes you to a page where you can connect your wallet and you can claim the NFT. And then once you claim the NFT, if you scan that coin again, it'll take you directly to the IPFS of the NFT itself. So now you have the NFT, which you can trade, you can add utility to, anything you want to do there. But no matter what, you have that physical piece, and that physical piece is tied to a milestone in time in blockchain development.
That is very cool. And I think we should use this moment to give a shout out to you do a merch store as well, dedicated to the crypto space. What's it called?
I do, yeah. It's my Cardano and Ergo merch shop. It's called Zia Merch, ziamerch.com.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds like something that could absolutely fly. People, it's the whole sort of physical digital space. And, if you think of something like NFT NYC, if people have those coins, that they would be something kind of almost getting traded daily or shown off. It's a really exciting.
Or special access to an event. Yeah, if an NFT NYC or something, if we put on like an underground event, we've seen this at NFT NYC, you have to have a certain Bored Ape, or you have to have a certain NFT to get access to this. Well, wouldn't that be cool to have to pull a coin out and tap it and get access? That'd be a cool kind of thing to do. Nice.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Last couple of questions here, but you and I have spoken before about utility in the NFT space. Where do you see utility kind of? We touched on a few examples already, but maybe in gaming and NFTs. Any examples you've seen there, or sort of visions?
Not so much, yeah, not so much examples I've seen because I haven't really gotten to dive into GameFi yet. But just people that I've talked to or game industry, game makers that I've talked to about what they want to do with utility isn't just, the microtransaction and the money grab you see with EA or all these other games. They're trying to take it further where, your assets are movable and they also translate into other things. So, your power up item or something from one game can be used for a different purpose or to claim something in another game. And the whole point is to keep people coming back and playing the game, especially if it's play to earn or if it's something that's, dives in different adventures to different routes you can go. A lot of gaming stations and gaming creators out there are thinking about longevity, not just utility, not just micro transaction, but how to keep the game fun and entertaining and bringing people back. And that's one part of utility that really has to be looked at. It's not what you can do with it now. Like, this utility will give me this and it's a one and done. But utility means where can I take this or partner with, or where can I go with this that's going to, make me want to hold on to this for longer instead of trying to trade hands all the time. Because, as much as royalties are nice in the secondary market, engaging the fan base is important for game bases. That's what they want to see. They want to see multiplayers driving up and down and, being able to come out with different packages and more add-ons that they can do to the game to really expand and extend the life of a game. And that's a key aspect of utilities for NFT and gaming that I think that will really take it very far down the road, being able to do things you couldn't do before, because you can really cross-pollinate a lot easier than you can in the normal way. Like, you think about like Super Smash Brothers having all these different characters, so they had to go and get IP rights and license rights, and then had to build them in. But there was no, it was there, but there was no taking over. You had Star Fox on one side where you played Star Fox, and then you had Super Smash Brothers on the other side. But with NFTs, there are attributes and key components that can make and enrich the gaming experience itself for each level, for each game, that NFTs are going to open up the potential to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Super Smash Brothers is a good example because it brings in characters
right
from all different places. What else could you do with that kind of concept if there was no boundaries? That's awesome. And final question, NFTs, kind of the next evolution might be into the metaverse. What are you excited about in terms of the metaverse NFT space at this time?
NFTs in the metaverse are going to be how you build your established your established presence in a metaverse. Whether you're on there, just metaverse is going to be used for everything. So whether on there going shopping, your NFTs are going to be tied to that product experience. Whether you're trying to build a business and provide services, NFT is going to help with the claim ticket for that. It's going to help with the advertising for that. It's going to help with your customer retention. When you think about us out here in the real world, just even lawnmowers and all, they give you their business card, they give you a coupon, get all this. It's going to be a prime chance for NFTs to shine in engagement in locales that you normally wouldn't get to. Because right now, Web 2, you have a web page and you have people searching locally for these items, but with metaverse it's going to open that up globally, where you're going to be able to provide these services or get attention globally, and it'll be from the places you never even thought of. Like if you think about it, New Balance, the shoe company, always wondered what happened to their shoes on secondary market, and then down the road they found out that a majority of them for some reason ended up in Italy. Now imagine that with a metaverse where you can tap into that, where New Balance can have a station, Nike has a station, etc., and they can sell these these shoes or these products, or they can sell these services or anything like that to people they normally wouldn't be able to engage, and they can do it on a deeper level, where that engagement isn't just a one and done. I sell you the shoes, you want to run off, but with these NFTs keeps on coming back. Hey, come back to Nike if you've got the Jordan X Pair 7s in your wallet. You can come and be part of this Nike experience, or you can come and meet LeBron, you can come and meet Jordan. I mean, God, I would be giddy for that anywhere. So that's what I'm excited about metaverse, is it's going to help people connect and interact and be engaged on a level we've never seen before, or levels we've only dreamt about.
Wow, what an answer to finish on. Thanks so much for taking part, Josh. Lovely to catch up as always.
Of course.
And so thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been Virtua Talks Metaverse. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks.